Hey guys, it's Danielle, and today I wanted to do a personal video sort of talking to you guys about the reasons why I decided to have a dry December. So let's jump into it. First and foremost, guys, a dry December for me is not a full fast, but it means no drugs, no alcohol, no weed, no hookah, and that's it. So no champagne, no liquor, no party drugs, no marijuana, no hookah, never cigarettes. So that is what I mean by I'm doing a dry December, and I figured it would be a cool video just to sort of tell you guys my reasoning, talk to you guys about it, just in case any of you guys were considering doing the same thing. So why I decided to do a dry December, there's a variety of reasons, but let me just preface this by saying in no way do I feel like I have like a problem or anything like that. I don't think I'm addicted to anything. I don't think that I was struggling with addiction or dependency in any way. However, I definitely integrated vices into my everyday lifestyle. Everyday lifestyle might be a little bit of a stretch, but I can definitely say like on a weekly basis, I was always doing all of those things. You get me? And that is not something that I'm necessarily like proud of or anything like that, but I figure this channel is a place where I can be fully transparent and just talk about the things that I'm doing in my day-to-day life, and you guys will not judge me. You guys will, you know, listen, support maybe, and discuss these kind of topics with me. The first thing that I wanted to talk about is this concept of why don't you do X, Y, and Z. What do I mean by that? I mean that so often in social groups, people will say, well, why aren't you drinking? Why aren't you smoking? Why aren't you da-da-da-da? And I think that's so interesting to bring up because I started to wonder to myself, why is the question always, why aren't you doing X, Y, and Z? Instead of why are you doing X, Y, and Z? And once I started to change my mindset like that, the whole concept of even getting lit became a whole lot less appealing to me. I've noticed that when I'm about to celebrate something or go out or have a good time, I'll ask myself, okay, how can I get myself lit? And that might be through a series of things, all the things I mentioned, one of the things I mentioned, whatever the case might be. I'm not gonna go specifically into what I was doing just because I feel like that gets a little murky, but I would have to hype myself up for social interactions. Hype myself up to go out to a club or go out to eat with friends or go to a kickback. And that's not a life that I want to live. It wasn't like I had to do these things, but it felt like part of the process to go do these things. And it started to trickle into my work from home life, if I'm being completely transparent. It got to a point where it started to be like, okay, in order for me to start the day and feel excited about working, let me go ahead and do this, or let me go ahead and do that, or let me go ahead and drink this, you know? And I just did not want to live like that because it turned into a situation where if I wasn't necessarily like pre-gaming in a sense for day-to-day activities, I was not enjoying them as much as I wanted to. Specifically with like weed, for instance. It wasn't like I was a stoner, but you know, for me specifically, it wasn't even like weed made me lazy or weed made me sleepy all the time. But I've just noticed that it kind of has a general air of laziness. You might still get the things done that you have to do, but are you pushing yourself above and beyond to do extra stuff? Not necessarily, at least me personally. I know there are so many extremely functional smokers. For me personally, I was 100% functional, but I was not going that extra mile to do certain things. For instance, right, earlier today, I took a walk. I took a walk about like 10 minutes down the street and back. It took me 30 minutes in total. I lingered a little bit, went a couple other places, but I kind of enjoyed going out on a walk. If I had smoked weed today, right, I would have gotten in my car and driven to do those errands. I wouldn't have had a energy about me of like, oh yeah, let me just go take the walk to take the walk. I've noticed also when I'm smoking weed, normal interactions with people have a tendency to potentially be more irritating if I have not smoked. So what do I mean by that? I mean, like, literally people would get on my nerves quicker if I was not high. And it wasn't a crazy thing, but it was just like, okay, well, let me get lit so that I can go hang out with these people and be around these people. Or I would go hang out with people and be around people because I knew we were gonna smoke. So it was like, okay, cool, like, it won't be insufferable. And that's also, like, not okay. It's literally not okay. And also, like, weed costs money. So let's just talk about that too. It's an expense that, like, I genuinely don't need to be racking up, if we're being honest. Like, I would be getting zips at a time. The guy that I would get zips from, he charged me $200, and you know, I would go through maybe a zip every potentially 3 to 4 weeks. 2 to 4 weeks, depending on how much I was sharing with other people. This wasn't like only me, but I'm the type of person where if anyone came over, I'm rolling up. Anyone. Like, you enter my house, I'm rolling up. Here's my weed, go for it. You know what I mean? So now I have a party favor at all times that's being ran through, and that costs money, guys. It does. With alcohol, I was never like a super drunk, but I could handle my liquor. So mimosas, I'm there. You get me? Every Sunday brunch, I want bottomless mimosas. Every single time I go to the club, I'm taking shots of reposado. I'm going to the club at least once a week, you know? And if people come over, I get a bottle. You get me? I'm always offering people liquor. I'm always offering them alcohol of some sort, once again. And I think that there's an issue when your main socialization has to be centered around vices. You get me? It shouldn't be. I don't think it should be. And I think that it also contributes to negative bonds, because you might have friends that might not actually be the best for you to have, but because you guys bond over doing certain things together, you continue to have them around in your life on a consistent basis. I have a lot of friends, truth be told. Well, not a lot, but like, I've been in, especially like the apartments I've lived in, where it's like, you know, people in the apartments that smoke, or you know people in the apartments that like do party drugs, or you know people in the apartments that do whatever they do. So it's like, the purpose of linking up with those individuals would be to do those things, you know? I can't be doing that, you know? So there's that. Also with alcohol, I never was like throwing up or feeling intense hangovers, but truth be told, guys, alcohol makes you gain weight. So if you reduce your alcohol intake, you'll notice your face slim down, you'll notice like flat stomach. I'm not saying it's gonna make you obese, but it definitely like makes you hold water in places you probably don't have to be holding water. So that's another thing about alcohol. The next thing, guys, is hookah. I've never been a big hookah person. Well, I was at one point, but I'm not anymore. So hookah was not hard for me to say, okay, I'm not gonna do that for the month. But when I go out, especially like to the club, there's always hookah. They're always passing the hookah, always passing the hookah, always passing the hookah. And you know girls that smoke a lot of hookah because their voice starts to get like this. You get me? Like, hookah is worse than cigarettes, truth be told, you get me? But it's just prettier and it's flavored. I have a hookah at my house. So once again, people come over, I'm offering them alcohol, I'm offering them weed, I'm offering them hookah, and that's a main point of socialization with the individuals that enter my home. You get me? So, like, what? And a hookah costs $100, shisha costs $20, tips cost, you know what I'm saying? All of this money adds up when you're running through it on a regular basis. Literally, I had a monthly bill to keep up with vices, right? The next thing I want to talk about is like party drugs. I'm not going to get into specifics about any particular party drug, but just know like party drugs are any, like, for lack of a better term, I'm pretty sure it's amphetamines, like any upper, any stimulant. So that can be everything from Molly, ecstasy, freaking coke, even Adderall is considered a stimulant. Even Celsius is a stimulant, truth be told. But Celsius is not illegal, and we will continue to drink her to get through the month. But I'm just saying, like, anytime you're doing party drugs, and I'm gonna be transparent on my channel because I have no reason not to be, but like, I've tried all party drugs, you get me? So it's like, when you're in a space and the people that you know may or may not do a variety of those things as well. First of all of them are expensive. And then on top of that, it's like, that is a slippery slope because I've seen people be down bad. Like, not to get dark in this video or anything, but like, I've seen people be down bad, you get me? And so that's number one. I don't even wanna see that type of stuff happen. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even wanna be in an environment where I'm seeing those types of things happen, even if I'm not partaking in those things. And then in addition to that, it's kind of just like, when you do things that affect your heart, when you do things that affect your dopamine levels, on a regular basis, first of all, you're putting yourself at risk for something crazy to happen, Lord forbid, at all times. But furthermore, it's like it messes up your natural responses when you're not doing those things. You end up in a space where the people you know that do those things, you don't even want to talk to them when they're not doing those things, because they'll have attitudes, they'll be rude, they'll be tired, they'll be depressed. You know what I mean? If you do those things on occasion, you'll notice that after you do it on day 1, you have day 2 and day 3 where you have to now recover because you've crashed. Your dopamine levels are terrible. You get me? And you gotta replenish your body. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with anyone that does all of these things, because truth be told, like, basically almost everybody around me does most of these things or has done most of these things. Most people in the world, to be honest, have done most of these things or do most of these things. But I'm just having a transparent conversation, because if you like circle your socialization around these things, you use these things, you're dependent on these things to a certain extent for your fun, it can just mess up your sense of self. I want to kind of talk about how my life has been since I made the decision to be sober for the whole month. Now, first and foremost, let me stop making this sound like like I need to go into a recovery, because it was never actually that crazy or that deep. But it was just more so like I always had all those things on me. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm not doing everything every day, but if someone comes to my house, they're being offered everything. You get me? If I go out, everyone has everything. It's just a part of the fun. Like, okay, bet, we're about to go here. So let's start with drinking, then let's do this, then let's do this, then let's do that. You know what I mean? No. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't want to be literally dependent on these things to have a good time in places. So for one, obviously, I recognize that it's not sustainable. I recognize that you are damaging your body every single time that you do any of these things, and it's not sustainable for long-term health. I'm 26 years old. I cannot be a mother doing any of these things. I cannot be pregnant doing any of these things. I don't even think I can find myself a legitimate, good relationship doing any of these things, right? Number 2, I am in a place where I am obsessed with my elevation again. When I was a part of network marketing doing IML and Forex, I was obsessed with my elevation because I thought that was gonna be my key to success. When I realized that so many things in that space were not what I thought they were, and I made a whole video about that, it kind of like discouraged me when it came to pushing myself to new heights. I got a work from home job. I sort of retreated into a safety net that I felt comfortable in. And I'm still, to a certain extent, in that safety net. However, I want to push myself now to get outside my comfort zone and do the things that other people might not be willing to do. And part of that is even me showing up for VLOGMAS every single day. I'm filming 2 videos a day, editing, falling back in love with this process, falling back in love with the art of delivering to an audience. And I love that for me, right? Whether it was 0 people watching a video, or 1,000 people watching a video, 10,000 people watching a video, or one day 1 million people watching a video, inshallah, right? I am not doing it, like, I'm doing it because I want to, you know, push myself further. So with that being said, I have to have a clear mind, so that I believe in God. Let me preface it. I believe in God. So it's like, you cannot hear God's mission for you. You cannot hear God's word if you're clouding your head, clouding your spirit, clouding your mind with all these vices. These vices, the point of the vices is to take you out of yourself. You have to understand, like, whenever you do any of these things, the point is to take you out of yourself, make you feel something other than just your authentic self in that moment, in order to have more fun, or in order to get through the day, or in order to elevate whatever experience you're facing. So for me, it's kind of like, okay, Danielle, I recognize that those things elevate experiences, or we perceive them to, but I need to be in touch with my authentic self at all times during this period if I want to be able to receive the word that God has for me and experience the elevation that I truly desire in life. And I'm not sitting here trying to preach to anyone that I'm going to be a sober Sally for my whole entire life. I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. On December 31st, I will be getting lit. Everything. I'm gonna be getting lit. Give me this, give me this, give me this, give me this. I'm telling you, I'm doing it, right? But up until December 31st, you're not seeing me do a damn thing. You get me? And come January 1st, I'll probably fast for the whole month of January too. You get me? Until I get where I need to be, there's no reason that I'm taking myself out of my spirit, taking myself out of alignment with whatever word is meant for me to hear. And there's no reason why I'm literally lowering my capabilities. When I don't do any of these vices, I'm able to wake up at 7 a.m., go to bed at 3 a.m. If I do, it's fine. I might be tired, but I'm not dead because 4 hours before I was doing everything. You know what I mean? I'm still able to move through the day. I'm remembering things better. You know, I'm more present in all of my conversations and in basically every aspect of my life. And yes, it's only been 5 days, so let me not get too ahead of myself. I know that there's gonna be some days along this journey where I'm irritated and I probably in my head think I wanna drink or whatever the case might be, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm actually looking forward to those days so that I can embrace that feeling because I'm not gonna feel that way after I get past it. So with that being said, my friend is calling me. I'm about to film a freestyle video for you guys as well. So let me end my soapbox. But if you relate or have any personal experiences that you guys want to share, please feel free in the comments. This is a safe space and I truly do adore you guys and love you guys, especially those of you that do stay through the whole video and do, like, you know, really mess with a girl. So I appreciate and love you guys so, so much. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the next episode of Vlogmas. Subscribe if you have not already. Give me a thumbs up. I love you guys so much and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.